Everybody knows that good essay answers are both complete and well organized. It's possible to learn techniques that will make your answers consistently good enough to get passing scores, with patience and practice. This is not exactly easy, but certainly it's not mysterious, and certainly it does not require a brilliant intellect. Just think about how many intellectually challenged lawyers you know. They didn't pass the bar exam because they are smarter than you. They made it because they achieved a level of uniform mediocrity just above what is required to pass. Here's a quick summary of my master essay method. Step 1. Read the call of the question first. There are two excellent reasons to read the call of the question before you read the fact pattern. First, the call of the question often will tell you what subject is being tested, and it may even tell you what issue is central to the essay. Second, the call of the question often will tell you how to organize your answer. You will see many examples of this as you proceed through the lessons that I offer in my Master Essay Method online writing course. Step 2. Outline your answer based on the call of the question. More often than not, it's possible to make a good outline of your answer based only on the call of the question. This can be an incredible time saver. Every law professor in the United States tells his or her students that good essay answers are well organized. Here's how to do it. Suppose the call of the question asks, what are P's rights against A, B, and C, and to what relief is P entitled? Discuss. This call tells you that you are writing about one of the civil remedies subjects, probably torts, contracts, or real property, or maybe corporations or trusts. It also tells you that your answer will have three sections: plaintiff versus A, plaintiff versus B, and plaintiff versus C. We can give each lawsuit its own Roman numeral. We know from the call of the question that there will be two sections for each lawsuit: rights and remedies, and our black letter law knowledge reminds us that the basic remedies are damages, restitution, and equity. So just based on this simple call of the question, we can create a fairly elaborate outline with three Roman numerals: plaintiff versus A, versus B, and versus C, and then underneath each lawsuit, the first section will deal with the theory of liability, probably arising from torts or contracts or property, and then the possible remedies include damages, restitution, and equitable relief, either an injunction or specific performance. So, as I present approaches and analysis of essay questions from all of the different subjects on the California bar exam in my Master Essay Method program, I will show you that many of the questions from the various subjects basically outline themselves. You will also see other questions that require a lot more subtlety and careful reasoning. That's one very specific reason why it is so important to do a lot of guided practice to prepare for the examination. Step 3. Read the fact pattern carefully. Note issues in the margins next to each paragraph. Consider circling the parties and individual key facts. Annotate the basic outline you made from the call of the question. If the question refers to a number of dates, consider creating a timeline. If there are numerous parties, consider making a visual chart of the parties and their relationships to one another. One of your most important jobs on the bar examination essays is to find a home for the facts. Over and over again, I will emphasize the central relationship between facts and issues. If you leave out facts, it's almost certain that you are missing issues. This is one of the most important ideas I will present to you. And in my Master Essay Method program, I do it dozens and dozens of times across every subject testable on the bar exam. Step 4. Consider your essay approach for the subject being tested. I present detailed approaches for each subject in my Master Essay Method program. You may choose to modify these approaches to reflect differences between how you learned the black letter law and how I present it. In any event, it often is useful to think about the basic analytical framework for the subject in order to make sure you are seeing as many issues as possible. You want to write an answer that is both complete and well organized. Step 5. Create a detailed outline. Once you have spotted the issues, split them into elements. Make headings with the structure of your legal analysis, such as offer, acceptance, and consideration from contract formation, or with elements of the rules, such as duty, breach, causation, and damages from negligence. You want to make your answer as complete as possible, and you want to present it in such a manner as to get the least scrutiny and the most points from the bureaucrats who grade your essay examination answers. You should take between a quarter and a third of your time to write your outline, 15 to 20 minutes on a 60-minute examination. Step 6. Write a well-organized, thorough answer. The most common mistake bar applicants make on their essays is to devote so much time to reciting the rules that there isn't any time left over for the analysis. Do not write out extended definitions. If you're going to use the elements of the rule as headings, you don't need to worry too much about reciting a textbook-style definition. You couldn't structure your answer this way if you didn't basically know the rule. You want your answers to have more in common with the sports section of USA Today than with the editorial page of the Wall Street Journal. Create an answer that is easy to skim, and you'll get less scrutiny and more points. Make sure that you find a home for your facts in the answer. If too many of the facts from the question go homeless in your answer, you are going to start bleeding points. Have you ever heard somebody remark that their high essay scores on the bar exam came from the subjects they didn't know well, and they got killed by questions from the subjects they actually knew? I've heard that story at least 1,000 times, and it's obvious why this happens. When an applicant barely knows what subject is being tested, he or she has no alternative but to try to make use of the facts. So, relax. Don't get too obsessed about memorizing elaborate rules. Instead, focus on practice, essay, and MBE questions, and spend your study time on material you have demonstrated some weakness in. Take a look at the official instructions from the California Bar Exam essay section. Quote, your answer should demonstrate your ability to analyze the facts in the question, to tell the difference between material facts and immaterial facts, and to discern the points of law and fact upon which the case turns. Your answer should show that you know and understand the pertinent principles of law, their qualifications and limitations, and their relationships to each other. Your answer should evidence your ability to apply the law to the given facts, and to reason in a logical, lawyer-like manner from the premises you adopt to a sound conclusion. Do not merely show that you remember legal principles. Instead, try to demonstrate your proficiency in using and applying them. Close quote. These instructions are useful. See how they emphasize the importance of the facts. Notice how they stress the importance of clear legal reasoning and analysis. Don't worry about memorizing tiny details about legal definitions. Focus your attention on developing a style that will allow you to analyze the facts in a logical, coherent legal framework. This takes practice and real effort. Although there are some variations from state to state, California's instructions are typical. Step 7. Don't panic. If you get a question that is particularly horrible, don't lose your sanity and choke. A question that's hard for you probably is hard for everybody. If you remain calm and rely on the basic techniques that I can teach you over a few weeks, you'll be able to fly by instruments through the fog of a dreadful question and either pass the question or come close to passing. When you get a more straightforward question, these techniques will help ensure that you pass by a wide margin that will more than make up for the hardest question. Good luck on the bar exam. For CalBarExam.com, I'm Scott Pearce. Thanks for your attention.